one in is Inflamed, and that's it. They're ready to go. And they're off. Racing then over 7 furlongs here. Selecto got away to a pretty slow start. D-Day likewise. And Mr. Cody not the fastest away. Unlike Great Ambassador, who dwelt on his debut. He's very sharply into stride here. This T&M Glass Limited Novice Stakes. Dubai Souk in the blue jacket on the outside there. The striped sleeves of Zingaro Boy sitting handy. Broughton's Compass is not far behind these leaders either. Followed also by the blue and white of Premium Bond, and Hexagon tucking in behind the leaders as well. Berlin Tango, sheepskin noseman on the rail, is tracked there by D-Day. Pyledriver towards the back then with Inflamed, also out towards the back, Mr. Cody. And Carabino is shuffled along towards the back, outpaced as well as they come down then towards the halfway point of the race. And it's Great Ambassador, the leader. On the outside, Zingaro Boy, Dubai Souk between them, and Berlin Tango. Hexagon now trying hard to get on terms on the outside and starts to pick up. And then behind this 5 then is Broughton's Compass. Up towards and past the 2 furlong marker. Great Ambassador still just about has it. Wider up then Hexagon with in between the very green Berlin Tango. Great Ambassador keeping up the gallop as they race inside the final furlong. He's up by about a length from Hexagon. Running on from the back is Pyledriver, and he's finishing off very strongly. Great Ambassador, Pyledriver on the inside, nipping up to grab him. Pyledriver gets up to make a winning debut. Great Ambassador, Hexagon, and Dubai Souk next.
Well, they seem to go pretty hard, but didn't envisage Pyledriver scoring for William Muir on debut. Would have been a big prize, in fact, 50 to 1. Well done to Martin Dwyer, picking up Great Ambassador. He was weary, John. He's a big horse, isn't he? And he was up there for a long time.
And that's it. Just about set. They're off. The Betfair.com Ascendant Stakes. Tamani slow to get away from the stalls, maroon jacket. Slots into last place. Frankie got out well aboard Light Angel and just about shaves the advantage through the first furlong to Shared Belief in an emerald green jacket racing close up. Sound of Cannons, the red sleeves, slotting into third as they head towards the far corner. And then the grey He's a Keeper up the inner of Subjectivist in the pale green. Sesame Birra in a light blue jacket has got a couple behind. Tamani has made a position, and Pyledriver with the red cap is racing at the back of the field. So it's Light Angel who leads them towards the 5. Sound of Cannons under Sheen Murphy around the outer now, moving up into second ahead of Shared Belief up the rail. A neck away to Subjectivist, the blue cap for Franny Norton. Pace has just steadied as they come into the straight, and this time Frankie's decided to keep them all against the far running rail once again. Sesame Birra on the left has got clear daylight. He's a Keeper buried away towards the far side in the white and purple, shadowed by Tamani, and Pyledriver with the red cap is beginning to make some progress. Once again the tempo beginning to lift. They're heading now towards the 3 marker, and it's Light Angel to Sound of Cannons in the beige and red. Second from the left, Sesame Birra, then Subjectivist. Shared Belief against the rail, ridden along. Extreme left, the white face Pyledriver. He's a Keeper trying to thread his way through in the purple and white. Tamani has had to pull out widest of all. He's beginning to run on under pressure. Furlong and a half to go. Pyledriver has come storming through from last to take over here from Sound of Cannons. And then Tamani out wide. Light Angel is weakening away. Pyledriver edging left, leaning into Sound of Cannons, who's battling away, but Pyledriver coming home strongest and goes on to score. Pyledriver from Sound of Cannons, Tamani in third, and a little bit of a bunch for fourth.
Listed success for William Muir and PJ McDonald. Pyledriver wins at 14 to 1.
Set. They're off. Race over 1.5 miles for the King Edward VII Stakes. 6 of them come out of the starting stalls with the yellow and red jacket of Mohican Heights. About a length slower than the others away, restrained at the back of the field, and drops in as Sound of Cannons and PJ McDonald in beige and red colours takes them along and gallops downhill after 2 furlongs, leading by about 2, maybe even 3 lengths. The plain blue cap for Frankie Dettori on Arthur's Kingdom runs in second. second place, and there's a bigger gap behind him. There'd be 5 or 6 lengths then to the royal blue and white colours of Papa Power and Silvestre de Souza, who is holding third place. Behind him, or almost alongside him, is Ryan Moore on Mogul, blue and orange on the cap. The favourite holding fourth position at the moment. He'd be a good 10 lengths off this leader, Sound of Cannons, who's increasing his margin as they turn right-handed. The last couple of runners, Pyledriver, Martin Dwyer, even in the green and white jacket and red cap, towards the inside then of Mohican Heights and Andret Zeni in the yellow and red. They head up the side of the course, then they're approaching the halfway stage. Still a fairly healthy lead, 3 to 4 lengths for Sound of Cannons. Arthur's Kingdom in second position. The others are getting closer to him. There's only about 2 lengths away to Papa Power, who holds third position. Then against the running rail is Pyledriver, races in company with Mogul, and Mohican Heights, the yellow and red jacket, continues to be the back marker, but now he's only about 7 lengths maximum off the leader, which continues to be Sound of Cannons, approaching the last half mile on the run to the home turn. Arthur's Kingdom moves off the running rail, attempting to make progress on this leader. Papa Power continues to hold third, although Pyledriver's nipping up on the inside of him. At this stage, Mogul drops to 5th place, but he's only 3 or 4 lengths behind the leaders as they're about to enter the home straight, and Mohican Heights is the back marker, so they level up for home then, and as they do so, Pyledriver in the green and white now has come through to take it up and goes on. Second position, the blue cap of Arthur's Kingdom. Mogul is towards the right, trying to get into top stride, but he's 3 lengths to find on the leaders. Heading down towards the last furlong, it's still Pyledriver showing in front. Arthur's Kingdom in second position. Mohican Heights is closing from the back of the field, but still Pyledriver shows in front. He's a length and a half ahead, and he's won. Pyledriver has won the King Edward the 7th. Second position for Arthur's Kingdom. Mohican Heights might have just got third position from Mogul. Sound of Cannons.
So Berkshire Rocco is the last one in here. 8 runners lined up, set, and they're off and racing. Just slightly slow to stride, Juan Elcano, who'll be dropped in here for the Sky Bet Great Voltigeur Stakes over 1.5 miles. Quite a keen contest with the early advantage. Subjectivist in the lime green jacket, just about heading them all off. Berkshire Rocco handy on the outside. Mogul is settling well in third, with Roberto Escobar's green and white colours racing on the rail. Just behind the leading quartet then is Derain, who's on the outside of Highland Chief. The red cap then of Pyledriver, and 2 lengths back then to Juan Elcano as the runners race across the far side and complete the first 3 furlongs of the race. Looks like a reasonable pace being set here. 6 lengths would cover first and last, and Subjectivist and Joe Fanning out in front then from Berkshire Rocco and Roberto Escobar. Ryan Moore on the favourite Mogul, racing just behind the leading trio, with on the inside then Highland Chief. Derain is next. Oh, just being hampered at the back there. Pyledriver just came across, and I think just slightly hampered Juan Elcano, who did well to avoid any problems there. They're racing towards the final 3/4 of a mile here, the halfway point of the Sky Bet Great Voltigeur, and so far Subjectivist has made every yard. And he leads by about 1.5 lengths then as they race down the side of the track. Berkshire Rocco's red jacket on the outside of Roberto Escobar. Then Mogul racing just behind them. Highland Chief next to the rail. Derain defending that unbeaten record is next. Then Pyledriver and Juan Elcano being ridden along, turning in to the home straight then. So just over 1/2 mile to go in the Great Voltigeur, and Subjectivist is in a great rhythm out in front. He leads them by 1.5 lengths to 2 lengths now, just winding it up here, Joe Fanning. Berkshire Rocco still in second place. Mogul is on the move on the outside of Roberto Escobar. Derain is trying to follow him through. Pyledriver making a move behind Highland Chief on the inside as well, as they race on down towards the final 1/4 mile here in a wide open looking Great Voltigeur. Pyledriver up the inside has travelled smoothly through the race. He comes through to take it up now, and it's Pyledriver and Martin Dwyer from Highland Chief. Mogul's only found the one pace with Berkshire Rocco. Pyledriver just running around a bit out in front, but he's inside the final furlong here, and he's drawing further clear. Pyledriver, this big colt, drawing clear to win the Voltigeur in effortless style. He's given weight and beating all round here, and Highland Chief took second, back in third Mogul, and then Berkshire Rocco.
Wow, take that. Pyledriver piles it on. 10-1, absolutely romps home, giving £3.
And they are set now, and they're racing. This historic classic underway then for 2020 in front of deserted grandstands here at Town Moor as they race away from the start. Subjectivist got away to a good start, so too Sunchart, and Mythical on the outside, the dark blue jacket, making the pace on his two as Berkshire Rocco settles in 4th place. Hookham racing in 5th there in the Sheikh Hamdan jacket. Just behind him is Galileo Chrome on the outside there of Pyledriver, who settled pretty well. Santiago is tracking him on the outside then of the yellow jacket of Mohican Heights as the runners race on towards the far side of the course, and the gap between first and last, Tyson Fury at the back of the field, probably around about 10 lengths. The horse just in front of him in the blue cap there is Dawn Patrol. So crossing Rose Hill over on the far side, having gone through the first half mile or so, and a good battle up front here between the two front runners, Mythical and Subjectivist. They're ahead then by about 1.5 lengths to Sunchart in 3rd. Berkshire Rocco and Hookham come next, followed then by Galileo Chrome in the hands of Tom Marcon. Pyledriver still taking a little bit of a hole for Martin Dwyer at the back there, with Santiago alongside him for Frankie. Then the yellow colours of Mohican Heights, Dawn Patrol, and 2 lengths back to Tyson Fury in the hands of Kieran Schumacher as they race across the far side of Town Moor. These two leaders have opened up a bit of a gap now to the rest of the field. Subjectivist on the inside just ahead for Joe Fanning. In 2nd, Mythical and Emmett McNamara. 2 lengths away back in 3rd then still is Sunchart, Berkshire Rocco, Hookham, Galileo Chrome. Then 1.5 lengths away then to Pyledriver. Further back to Santiago, poised on the outside, who's just trapped there by Dawn Patrol. Then next on the inside, still comes Mohican Heights. And although Tyson Fury is last, as they come into view from the grandstand, he still travels well. They've got just under 5 furlongs left here in the 2020 Pertemps St Ledger, and the runners tending to come down the centre of the racecourse. And it's still Subjectivist the leader. From Mythical in 2nd. Sunchart poised to challenge is in 3rd. Berkshire Rocco is next. Then on the inside, Hookham is improving together with Pyledriver. Galileo Chrome's been ridden along, but is picking up too. Berkshire Rocco really getting into it. Santiago's on the move for Frankie on the near side as well. And also Tyson Fury trying to chase down these leaders. Just 2 furlongs to go, and they're really sprinting now. Pyledriver on the far side with Hookham. Down the centre, Galileo Chrome, Berkshire Rocco and Santiago. Almost 4 in a line. Pyledriver just drifting across towards the far side. On the near side, Berkshire Rocco, Galileo Chrome and Santiago. They've got half a furlong left to go in the ledger. Berkshire Rocco, Galileo Chrome are going to battle it out. Galileo Chrome just wins the St Ledger, and history for Joseph O'Brien. Tom Marquand in 2nd place then. Berkshire Rocco, Pyledriver will.
And they're away. Pyledriver jumping out alertly. Martin Dwyer in no hurry though, so Ron Priestley on the outside of Thunderous. These two going on now. They cover about a 1/4 mile before they run into their one and only turn, a right-hander. Pyledriver dropped into 3rd with the red cap on the inside of the white blaze, the big white blaze, Pablo Escobar, and Al Zarakan, his stable companion, held up in last place. And Sir Ron Priestley just stretching on now, and there'll be a good 8 or 10 lengths first to last as they run on now towards the Rowley Mile. Sir Ron Priestley and Franny Norton by about 3.5 lengths to Thunderous in 2nd. 3 lengths more to Pyledriver, followed by Pablo Escobar, and finally Al Zarakan in this Betfair Exchange Group 2 Jockey Club Stakes. Sir Ron Priestley, runner-up in the St Ledger a couple of years ago, leads the way to Thunderous. Pyledriver 3rd on the far side against the inside of Pablo Escobar and Al Zarakan. They've closed up a little, probably only about 7 lengths now first to last. Sir Ron Priestley out in front as they head on towards the final 6 furlongs, the final 3/4 of a mile, and Sir Ron Priestley by 1.5 lengths to Thunderous. Pyledriver On the inside, still being held together by Martin Dwyer. On his outside, on the near side, Pablo Escobar, and Al Zarakan is still weighted with in the hands of Jim Crowley in the blue and white jacket. So Sir Ron Priestley has made just about all so far as they head on past the half-mile marker. Sir Ron Priestley, a length and a half to Thunderous. On the inside, Pyledriver, still locked away there, followed by Pablo Escobar, who's keeping him in on the inside. And then now making ground out wide is Al Zarakan as they stretch on. Thunderous is now under a drive in second. Sir Ron Priestley still galloping on from Thunderous. Pyledriver now off the inside and begins to make progress, followed by Al Zarakan, and Pablo Escobar has dropped away. Sir Ron Priestley leads them down into the dip. Here comes Pyledriver with his run, but still with 2 lengths or so to make up, and Sir Ron Priestley is a relentless galloper, and if anything's drawing away again, Pyledriver needs to find more, wandering under pressure, and Sir Ron Priestley coming back to great form and now wins the Jockey Club Stakes. Sir Ron Priestley from Pyledriver. In third was Thunderous, Al Zarakan and Pablo Escobar.
Nicely done, Fanny Norton. He wins the Betfair Exchange Jockey Club Stakes Group 2 on Sir Ron Priestley. Got to the front pretty quickly. As they turned the bend, he slowed it down, and that caused Pyledriver to become increasingly keen. That didn't help him in the crucial stage of the...
Al-Azi up in the stalls. Here's Simon.
They're off for this Coronation Cup. Mogul just a little slow. Al-Azi is going to be dropped in the early stages by Jim Crowley at the back of the field as Pyledriver heads on alongside Highland Chief, Alba Flora, and then in fourth is Japan, followed by Mogul and Al-Azi as they race through the first furlong and a half. And Highland Chief is going to take the baton here and leads the way and setting a reasonable pace from Pyledriver in second place as they continue to race up the hill. Highland Chief going a good 4 lengths clear of Pyledriver. Alba Flora, the filly, is back in third, followed by Japan, followed by his younger sibling Mogul, and at the back is Al-Azi as they race past the 9 furlong from home marker. Still climbing, Highland Chief clear of Pyledriver in second, Alba Flora. Japan towards the inside, Mogul second last still, and Al-Azi towards the back of the pack. About to reach the top of the back straight, the highest point on the race course. Just a little bit more climbing to do as they enter the final 7 furlongs, and Highland Chief with David Probert just dropping his goggles there in front from Pyledriver second and Martin Dwyer. Japan on the inside, Ryan Moore, followed by Alba Flora and Frankie Dettori, then Mogul and Shamie Heffernan. At the back still is Jim Crowley in the blue and white jacket aboard Al-Azi, and Pyledriver is now sent on past Highland Chief, and Martin Dwyer seeking to inject some more pace into the race. The move is covered by Alba Flora in second, Highland Chief back in third, then Japan, followed by Mogul and Al-Azi as they drop down towards Tattenham Corner. Just over 5 furlongs left to cover now. Pyledriver, they're inside the 5. Pyledriver on the inside of Alba Flora. Highland Chief, Japan is fourth. Mogul on the inside, Al-Azi as they swing the turn now with just under a half mile left to travel in the Coronation Cup. Pyledriver with a narrow lead from Alba Flora. Highland Chief trying to come back at them. Then Japan towards the outside, being stoked along by Ryan Moore. Al-Azi begins a run down the outside. Mogul is in trouble at the back as they run on now inside the final quarter mile. Pyledriver, Alba Flora, Japan, and here's Al-Azi to the outside. Pyledriver from Al-Azi. Al-Azi gaining all the time, reining in this leader. Jim Crowley just switches his whip because the horse is hanging down the camber, and Pyledriver's battling on. Al-Azi from Pyledriver as they race up towards the line. Al-Azi, Pyledriver, nothing if not game on the far side and fighting back, and Pyledriver has gone up to win from Al-Azi in second. In third it was Japan, then Alba Flora, Highland Chief and Mogul.
Out-battled him, and a bit of brilliance from Dwyer and a lion heart from Pyledriver. He got back up and won the Coronation Cup. For William Muir and Chris Grassick, this new training partnership